Shalom, all praise to Yahweh Shem Shai, double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone, peace and salutations to the elect, the house of David. Real quick, I want to address this video Apostle Tahar did, addressing one point, Hebrew Israelites, more madness from those wacky Christians. And these wacky Christians are popping up, as you see, in their main objective, their main point is to come up against the Hebrew Israelites, not the mass sin that's going on throughout the planet Earth, but the Israelites. You know, they want to have opinions on things such as Esau, which none of these Christians were speaking about Esau, all right, before we start speaking about Esau. You know, they're defending homosexuals. They're saying that basically, you know, the Lord loves everyone. You know, then when you ask them about Esau, they'll say, well, the Lord already destroyed them. Well, that would prove that the Lord didn't love everyone. And why did he destroy them? And according to Obadiah, once they were destroyed, the kingdom of heaven would be set up. You know, these are things that these guys don't know. You go into prophecy, they don't know the answers. You know, they're clearly speaking from that plantation Christianity standpoint, which it's dried up. It's no longer working. It's old, stale philosophy or old, stale religion, and it doesn't work. Scriptures ain't dealing with anything that Christianity is talking about. They don't get it. All right, and you know, we believe they're paid off and set up because the main thing they want to do is come up against us. But hey, the left hand is drying up, as you can see. Even the attempts of the scoffers, everything is pretty much is on a low level. That's because the Lord is making us into a brazen wall pursuant to Jeremiah, the 15th chapter. And these people will not be able to overcome, all right, this truth, all right? This is our time, all right? The lies had its time, you know, for so long, but now it's the time, all right, for the house of David to be built, and it will not be torn down by anything, no matter what you come with. Okay, so in this video, they brought up that the Hebrew Israelites teach that you can have multiple wives, all right, which is a topic that should be approached with balance. You know, I know a lot of women get all flabbergasted over this, but according to the scriptures, a man can have more than one wife. You know, however, as Paul states, which we'll get real quick, you know, I don't want to make this too long. All things are lawful, but not all things are expedient. All right. They say we teach hate, which according to Ecclesiastes 3:8, there's a time for hate. You know, we are to hate the evil, and this is an evil society. Psalms 97:10, ye that love the Lord hate evil. So you are supposed to hate. Okay. And the people who are in charge of this anti-Messiah system, the largest rebellion worldwide against the Heavenly Father and his Son, all right, are the Edomites, the biblical Edomites, the nation that will be ruling at the time of the Messiah's return to destroy the great whore, which is Babylon the Great, America, all right, the company with the NATO, the EU, you know, you Rothschilds, you Rockefellers. You know, you're the people who run this current setup, and it's a big, heavy rebellion against Yahweh Shem Shai, and these guys just want to come with love, and make us to seem crazy and deem us crazy. And this is all going to become on a bigger scale. This stuff is all going to be on the news soon. Your faces are going to be on the news. You're going to be labeled terrorists. It's a part of the straight gate. So go ahead and prepare your minds. But let's deal with this topic of having multiple wives, because various of our forefathers had multiple wives. Now, to bring out the balance of it, they had substance to take care of those wives, all right? And they had, and those wives helped forward their substance, helped their business. You know, basically having multiple wives was adding to your estate, your business, you know? But there was duties of a husband, there was duties of a wife. And our forefathers, you know, when you read like Jacob, you know, he had Bilhah or Bilhah, Zilpah, Leah, and Rachel. Those were his four wives. Okay, and we can go to various accounts like even in the law, this is Deuteronomy 21:15. If a man have two wives, that's multiple wives, okay? One beloved and one hated, and they have children, and they have borne him children, they both the beloved and the hated, and if the firstborn son be hers that was hated, and it goes on. The bottom line is two wives or multiple wives. According to the law, statutes, and commandments, a man, an Israelite man, all right, is allowed to have multiple wives. All right. Now, the balance of this statement and of this, what we're saying here, all right, is when you get 1 Corinthians 7 to get the understanding on it all. All right. This is 1 Corinthians 7. It says, now concerning the things whereof you wrote unto me, it is good for a man not to touch a woman. Now, we have to, when you read Paul's writings, he was writing to the Gentiles who were just coming in out of their different idol worship filled captivities, man. All right. And they were coming into the fold. All right. So he had to judge things, all right, in the spirit. And we're going to show you. All right. Now, when you read verse 2, it says, now to avoid fornication, because where were they? They were in the Roman Empire. Where are we? In the Roman Empire all over again. Okay, it says, let every man have his own wife and let every woman have her own husband. Now, a lot of people just jump to this and say that's the end all be all. All right, which we're going to show you this was great advice. All right, but it's not the commandment. It's not the law. Okay, Paul was giving great advice, and we're going to show you what we mean by that. So when you keep reading down, it says, let the husband render unto the wife due benevolence, also likewise the wife unto the husband. All right, and so forth. All right, now when you jump down to verse 6, Paul says something that people like to skip over, or people just read over without paying any attention. He says, but I speak this by permission and not of commandment. Okay, let's look up this Greek word for permission. Okay,
Strong's G 4774. Sumnome.
It says pardon, indulgence. Okay. Now, when you go to the Vine's Expository Dictionary, what does it say? A joint opinion, mind, or understanding. Okay. So he was given a joint opinion, a judgment through the spirit. All right. On how you should handle this situation within your captivity. To avoid fornication, just have one wife. And that does edify, but not all men are going to have one wife. That's just the name of the game. And according to the law, if you do, you're not going off. All right. So Paul says here, I speak this by permission and not of commandment, because clearly, according to the commandments, we can see that a man can have two wives. You go to our forefather David. All right. 2 Samuel 5:13, it says, and David took him more concubines and wives out of Jerusalem after he was come from Hebron. All right. And there were yet sons and daughters born to David. Okay. Because he ruled in Hebron first, then he ruled in Jerusalem. Okay. Now he had several wives and he had concubines. All right. Now, why wasn't this one of David's sins and it was one of Solomon's sins? Because Solomon's mind wasn't right to the point where he allowed those women to allow him to sin and to follow after their gods. That wasn't one of David's sins. Although David's sins were written, you don't see any of his sins being having concubines and more wives. Okay, that was Solomon's sins for following after those gods. But David's mind was right. His mind was right. He didn't follow after their gods. Okay, so as you can see here, David took more concubines and wives. So according to the law, according to the commandment, a man can have more than one wife. All right. But Paul here is giving his spiritual, he's discerning the situation and giving spiritual understanding on it. A man shouldn't multiply wives, all right, in this situation that they were in, because it's a filthy, polluted situation. Just like we're here in America, getting more wives equals more, fornication, all right? Now, does that mean every brother is going to have one wife? Absolutely not, man. You're going to have particular brothers who are going to have more than one wife. That's just the name of the game, all right? But when you jump to verse 25, he gives a judgment on virgins. All right. 1 Corinthians 7:25. Now concerning virgins, I have no commandment of the Lord, yet I give my judgment. All right. He's giving his judgment. He's discerning things through the Holy Spirit. Okay. Which is what we're doing here in these times. So a lot of you guys don't get. Concerning virgins, I have no commandment as one, but I give my judgment as one that hath obtained mercy of the Lord to be faithful. So he was a man of the Lord and he was speaking his judgment through the Spirit. All right. And he gave his judgment, but there was no commandment on the particular topic he was bringing up. Okay. Just like there's no commandment saying a man should have one wife, but he gave what? His judgment. Same thing he's saying here. Okay. So a lot of people like to jump to this, but they don't give the balanced approach to it. This is what we bring. We bring balance. Okay. We can end it off here because that's pretty much the understanding on it. I mean, we can go to all of the scriptures where our forefathers had, more than one wife, but Paul even said a bishop, must be have one wife. That was great advice, because you should be focused on the work. You shouldn't be worried about adding women unto yourself, but the balance and the overall understanding is that there's going to be particular brothers who are going to have more than one wife, and he shouldn't be condemned. Now it can get tacky, all right, because truthfully, we're not able to really take care of these women, all right, in the way that our forefathers were, who had substance, cattle, frankincense. They had all sorts of things. Our forefathers were very, very well off, and we're here, with $200 in our savings account, struggling, so really, you're not fulfilling that law. You don't really have two wives, but the bottom line is men are going to have more than one woman in particular situations. That's just the understanding. It doesn't make you wicked. And we teach what? In the law, a man can have more than one wife, because this society tries to say a man is wicked if he does that. That's not wicked. Okay, so we bring that out to bring out the understanding, like this world is backwards and Christianity is backwards, okay? But all of these things must be approached with balance, okay? A false balance is an abomination, okay? And Christianity is basically built off do as you wilt, but they condemn things like a man having another woman, but homosexuals are okay, right? All right. 1 Corinthians 10:23, all things are lawful for me, but all things are not expedient. Okay. Let's look up this word expedient. Okay.
Strong's G 4851. Sumfero.
All right. It says to bear, to bring together, to collect or contribute in order to help, to be profitable, to be expedient. Okay. Let's just do a Google search on the word expedient. Let's see, dictionary.com, tending to promote some purpose of desired object fit or suitable for the purpose proper under the circumstances. All right. So a lot of things are written in the scriptures that are lawful, like killing homosexuals. That's lawful, but under the circumstance we live in, it's not, it doesn't edify. Okay. So all things are lawful. When you go into the law, we can find things that are lawful and try to use them to our advantage. But not all things are expedient, okay? All things are lawful for me, but all things edify not, okay? Let no man seek his own, but every man's wealth. So when you're making these decisions in the body and you're trying to use the law to your advantage, it could be detrimental to yourself and the men around you, all right? But overall, a man is created to have more than one wife, all right? That's just the way it is. And we're going to go back to that system in righteousness in the kingdom of heaven. As it says in Isaiah 4:1. Isaiah 4:1 lets you know, in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, and we're going to be the richest, most powerful men on the planet Earth, in spirit and in deed. Okay, so it's not going to be any talk back. It's not going to be any, you cheating on me and sneaking around, changing Tamika's name to Willie and all of that madness. Nah. It's gonna be all in righteousness once we're established. But this is on this side. It says, in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. That's why it says a man shall be like unto fine gold in that day. Shade from the heat. Water in a weary place, because the men of the Lord are the way out for you women. That's why it says you're going to be saved in childbearing. All right. So, hopefully that was an edifying and a balanced approach to it. All things are lawful, all things are not expedient. Overall, a man can't have more than one woman. But what Paul was saying here, he was giving his advice through the spirit of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. So with that, all praise to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the elect. Shalom.